Are you telling me I could be subject to a combined 60% tax flipping houses? When it comes to making money flipping houses, it's not how much you make that matters, it's how much you keep that matters. And that's why, as not fun as it is, it's important you understand the tax implications when flipping houses. So I promise to keep it short and sweet and tell you the least you need to know about paying taxes when flipping houses coming up. Hi, it's Jerry Norton, the nation's leading expert on flipping houses. And if you're new here and you want to make more money in less time flipping houses so you can live your dream life, subscribe to my channel, click the bell icon to get notified when new videos are released. Quick disclaimer, I'm not a CPA or accountant, and what I share should not be considered tax-saving, financial, or legal advice. Always seek competent tax and legal advisors before investing in real estate. Now, I'm releasing this video today on April 14th when, unfortunately, taxes are on everybody's mind. And while no one enjoys paying taxes, I will say this. I'd rather make money and pay taxes than not make money and not pay taxes. I am so incredibly grateful to live in a country where I was able to go from broke earning minimum wage to becoming a self-made millionaire. That opportunity is just not available for most of the rest of the world. So if you live in the USA, I believe not only is it your privilege to become wealthy, it's your obligation. You owe it to yourself, your family, and your loved ones. Okay, let's talk about taxes for house flippers. People ask me all the time, how much are taxes when flipping houses? And the answer is, it depends on how the income is classified and what tax bracket you fall in, which we'll cover on this video. First, let's discuss the different ways that income from flipping is classified. The way the IRS tax code is set up is that if you own real estate, or really anything for that matter, for less than a year and then sell it for a profit, is subject to normal income and is classified as short-term capital gains and taxed at your standard income tax rate, which I'll share with you in a minute. So when you buy and sell something for a profit in under a year, the IRS considers you a dealer. Once you own real estate for more than a year, the IRS considers it a long-term investment and the income is taxed at a lower rate. So think about that now. If you flip a property in 11 months, you'll pay a higher tax. Flip it in 13 months and you pay a lower tax. And if you're wondering if the difference in tax is really that significant, the difference is huge, actually. Long-term capital gains tax on a flip owned over a year is between 0 and 20%, depending on your tax bracket. That means most middle-class earners can expect to pay approximately a 15% tax rate. So that means if you earned $100,000 flipping houses, you would pay $15,000 in taxes. Compare that to a short-term capital gains tax on a flip under a year, where currently, as of this recording, federal income tax rates range from 0 to 37%, depending on your tax bracket. So that same $100,000 earned flipping houses, you would now pay 22% or $22,000 on that same $100,000 profit. That's a $7,000 difference in tax for the same $100,000 earned. That brings us to the second thing that determines how much you pay in tax, and that's your tax bracket. Now, currently the tax code is set up so that the more you earn, the higher percentage of taxes you pay. Now, I'm not going to go into the equality or the morality of that. Just know that the more you make, the more you pay in taxes. If you're curious what tax bracket you would be in and a comparison between short-term and long-term tax, let's take a look at this chart. The first column is the different income levels for individuals. The second column is combined married income earners. This column here shows the short-term tax rate and how it increases with each bump in income. And the last column here is the breakdown by income category for long-term gain. Now, notice the lowest two tax brackets don't pay any tax for long-term capital gains. The biggest disparity here is the second to last tax bracket. If you're married filing jointly and you earn between $400,000 and $600,000, there is a 20% difference in tax between short-term and long-term capital gains. And it's not much better when you get into the last tax bracket over $600,000. The difference is 17%. Now, I wish I could say that that was it. We're not even done with taxes yet. Don't forget about FICA taxes, which covers Social Security, Medicaid, and Medicare taxes. Now, if you're an employee, you only pay half of this tax because your employer pays the other half. But business owners and the self-employed pay double FICA taxes, which is an additional 15.3%. That means the combined total of federal and FICA taxes is 25.3% to 52.3% for investors flipping houses in less than 12 months. Side note, long-term capital gains are not subject to FICA taxes. And I wish we were done paying taxes, but some states and cities impose an additional tax on top of federal and FICA. For example, if you flip a house in Baltimore City, you'll pay 5% income tax to Maryland and 3% to Baltimore City. Now, when I first did a flip in Baltimore, I thought, I'm gonna avoid the city and state tax since I live out of state. Nope, they withheld the tax from my settlement statement. Again, most states don't charge for long-term capital gains. So let me paraphrase this. If you're in the highest tax bracket and you do a short-term flip in Baltimore City, you could be subject to a combined total tax of 60.3%. That's crazy. Now you know why I like to flip high-end new construction homes where it takes on average 12 to 18 months to flip. Not only do I earn 6 figures per deal, but I also pay a combined 32 to 40% less in tax. Okay, now before you decide to never do a short-term flip again, which I still do, there are strategies to reduce your tax liability, which is why a good CPA is so important. Now, my CPA specializes in real estate. In fact, that's all he does is real estate investors, and he can help you strategize on ways to pay less in taxes. Now, I'll share his contact info below in the description box. Tell him Jerry Norton sent you and he'll take good care of you. And that's also why it's so important that you watch this next video where I share 6 different strategies to reduce your taxes when flipping houses, because remember, it's not how much you make, it's how much you keep that matters. And if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm dedicated to helping you make more money in less time flipping houses, and I'll see you on the next video.